Right, so hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub, the best fashion channel in the world. So quickly today, we are going to continue with the stitching of this trouser, and we'll be going on to fix our zip. All right. In the last part, we worked on the pockets, okay, and this part will be fixing our zip. All right.
Alright, so guys, before we go on, this channel here, Nat Tech, is a new channel I've started where I'm teaching people on how to start and grow their YouTube channels. If you are interested, you can check the link in the description below. Click the link to join me on the channel, subscribe, and you will join my mentorship. Thank you guys. Let's continue.
Zip. These are my zip flaps. All right. So first of all, I'm going to show you how I cut my zip flaps. I cut my zip flaps to be length of as much as 9 inches with a wideness of 2.5 inches. Okay. There are two zip flaps. You can see there are two zip flaps. So I'm going to show you how we fix it. So we're going to turn our trouser, the front piece, this way, and we're going to mark a length of 6.5 inches. Okay. So guys, if you are here to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe, okay, so that you'll not miss out when I drop my videos. Also drop a comment and let me know if this video is for help. So I'm going to measure from up here to where I see 6.5. I'm going to mark it here 6.5. This is the length of our zip will stop. Okay. So I'm going to stitch here. Guys, please pay attention. I'm not going to stitch all the way. I'll stop somewhere here, about 1 inch to the end. You see, I didn't stitch all the way down. All right. The next thing for us to bring in our zip. Open this way. Bring in our zip. Keep it to be putting down. Now the iron on this zip here is going to be exactly here where I started making my stitch. All right. I'm going to stitch it. I'm going to stitch and stop where this iron is here. This iron. I'll stitch and stop where the iron is there. Stitch and stop there. Can we see this? The next thing to do now is to turn the zip this way, like this. Then I'll introduce my zip flaps. You can see this. Introduce my zip flaps. I'll introduce this one. Now, when you are keeping your zip flap, this part that is curving in should face like this. Don't keep your zip flap to face to be like this. No, this straight side should be inwards. Okay, should be inside. All right. So this curvy part here, this curvy part should be here like this. So I'm going to keep my zip here. I'll keep in such a way that these zip flaps will cover the zip when I'm done stitching. So I'm not going to keep it like this. No, it's wrong. I'll keep it this way. So when I'm done stitching, these zip flaps will cover this zip. All right. So I just come here and run a top stitch. You see what I did here? So the next thing for us to do now is to fix the second flap. All right. So I'm going to turn this to this side like this, or turn the other side like this. Okay. So this second flap I'm fixing here, it should be at the same length with the first one. What do I mean by that? It should be like this when I am done. Okay. So I'm going to make sure I keep it in a way that when I am done, it will be like that. So I'll keep it like this. You see, and I'm going to start my stitching here, not down here, nor up here. I'll start it here around this where this iron is, right? So I'm going to mark that place so I don't make a mistake. This here. I'm going to start my stitch here. All right. You open this, okay, and still do a top stitch on this side here. I'll do a top stitch here, right? So next is for us to now start closing up our zip. All right. Make sure this is straight. Now start closing up our zip. And how we're going to do that? We'll simply bring in this here. Okay. Make sure everything is very flat now. Everything should be flat. Everything should be flat. Okay. So we're going to make sure we bring this zip and keep it here to be. Now look what I'm doing. Can you see this here? Can you see this here? I'll now push it and keep it to be like this around the stitch this side. All right. I'll still start around that iron there, where the iron is on the zip there. Now, when I'm stitching, I want you to take note of something very important. You see this stitch here, okay? And there's a stitch here, all right? This stitch should overlap this one. This stitch should cross over this one. Like, I'm going to be keeping it this way, all right? Don't keep it so that this stitch here is outside. It's not correct. You should cross this down one a little. The top stitch should cross the up the down one a little. I think that's clear, right? Now that we're done with that, the next thing is like the final thing we are going to do. We'll turn it over to this side, the good side. And the next thing is on closing our zip, all right? Closing the zip. And this is where some people still find it difficult, okay? Getting this hole here to be straight. Getting this zip hole here to be straight, all right? Now I'm going to be showing you a trick you can employ, to do that. You find it very easy and interesting, okay? All right, so for us to stitch this top stitch, this zip stop stitch here, you have to first of all ensure that this this was like this. Ensure that it's open this way, all right, so that we don't stitch over it, like the down flap. Then now this will help you to curve your zip. You can see the wideness of this is just about almost 1.5, short of 0.01 to 1.5. Then the length is, I made it to 7.5, all right? But when you come to your zip, when covering this line on the zip here, you know there is an iron head here. When we're stitching, there was an iron head here. So you ensure that you curve your zip below that iron head, okay? So that you don't match it, you don't stitch on it. So since my iron head is here, I can feel it since it's here, okay? I'm going to curve my line a bit below it, just a bit below it, all right? Just a bit below it. So I'm going to now keep, since I've marked it here, I'll now keep this. I'll make sure I arrange this properly the way I want it to be. And I'll keep this my zip curve. Okay, I'll keep it here to stop where this chalk mark is here. Then I'm going to mark my zip where I am going to stitch it. Okay. Make sure it's arranged properly. I'll simply mark my zip where I'm going to stitch it. Simply mark it. I think this should be very simple for everybody so that you will not have an issue of curving your zip, right? So can we see this? It's very simple. You just stitch on it, and that's all. We're going to stitch this. You stitch exactly on this line, exactly, not stitching by the side. Stitch on the line. Ensure that you're not stitching on this down flap here. Open it very well. Now, when you get close to the end here, there's something you must do. You open this down side, okay? Can you see this? Make sure you fold this very side. Fold it so that you don't stitch on it. Okay? And make sure you also open your zip allowance, your seam allowance like this. And then you fold this one. Fold it this way so that you don't stitch on it. Then you close it back. All right? Then you continue with your stitch to the end. Continue with your stitch to the end. So can we see this, guys? I folded this up, okay, so that I could run my stitch, so I could stitch and come here, right? So now I can close it back. Can you see this? Then hold this like this. Do a stitch here that will hold the both zip flaps together. Can you see this? So now we can see our zip has been fixed. The next thing is for us to attend to the back pockets, and that will be in the next video, right? So if you enjoy watching this video, if you are following me from the part 1, the cutting to the side pockets to this zip here, if you have been following me, let me know, drop a comment, like the video, share the video. Thanks for watching. Welcome to Nat Fashion Hub. Thank you.